This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
They are hiring Hoosiers, the company planning to bring hundreds of jobs to Indianapolis, but at what possible cost to taxpayers? I'm Rafael Sanchez with live team coverage.
And as those new jobs make their way to Central Indiana, employers need applicants to fill them. I'm Kate Maroto. Coming up tonight on RTV6 News at 6, how students are getting prepared to take those jobs.
The Southside landfill is expanding west and closer to some homes. What neighbors are saying about it next.
And we begin now at 6 on alert as rain returns and more is on the way. We could use the rain, but not the damage. Wayne Township Fire says high winds caused a tree to fall on this home on Delray Drive. So what can we expect tonight? Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking that for us. Kevin.
And here's one of the reasons for sporadic wind damage and some power outages. 55-mile-per-hour peak gust in Indianapolis. Of course, that measurement taken at the airport on the southwest side of Marion County. Quick third of an inch of rain. It was moving quickly. It would have been nice to see more. Some spots will see additional rainfall. Just to show you Marion County, we have rain on the eastern side of Marion County. That's all it is rain, though. The thunderstorms have now pushed to Portland and Winchester with heavy rain, 30 to 40 mile-per-hour wind gusts. Other general rain from Muncie down to Newcastle, Rushville east toward Connorsville. This will clip also Liberty and the southern portions of Wayne County. And I just want to show you why we're not done. Additional development possible in the western portion of the state ahead of the cold front. The cold front is a spark for showers and thunderstorms, and you can see some of those in the eastern portion of Illinois. For us, temperatures trying to recover. 71 in Indy, it's 70 in Greensburg. Between now and 11, isolated thunderstorms won't be as widespread with steady temperatures.
And tonight, big news for Hoosiers looking to land a high-paying job. A California-based company announced plans today to establish an eastern headquarters in Central Indiana and hire up to 500 Hoosiers. We have live team coverage tonight looking at the details of the eHealth expansion and how you can get prepared to snag one of those high-paying jobs. Our TV6 anchor Rafael Sanchez leads our coverage tonight. Raf.
Amanda, good evening. eHealth is hiring Hoosiers. This is the place where they had their big ribbon cutting. So far, they've hired 125 people here in Indiana. As you mentioned, the goal is to hire 500 by the year 2023. So what is eHealth? Well, eHealth is an online marketplace that sells a variety of health insurance policies, specifically to people who are in their senior years, 65 and older. The California-based company is making the north side of Indianapolis their eastern headquarters. And now the state is offering the company $11.5 million in tax breaks if, here's the big if they create all of those jobs. Our team coverage now continues with Cameron Riddle. He's on the campus of IUPUI with the people who may benefit from these jobs. And Cameron, a salesperson on average here could make $88,000, or a software engineer, $125,000 plus. A lot of jobs, and there's big money to be had.
Yeah, that's right. And a student that we talked to tonight realizes that, and that is why she has gotten involved with the STEM program. As these new jobs come to Central Indiana, area schools and universities are taking note, and they are working hard to prepare students to snatch those jobs as soon as they are out of school, as the industry of science, technology, engineering, and math is booming. And the students who are currently in school are already taking notice of those Indiana jobs. At IUPUI, the Indianapolis STEM project serves as a pipeline for high school students who want to explore a career in the tech and medicine fields. Zionsville High School senior Alexa Brown is among the Indiana teens taking advantage of the connections IUPUI has built with area employers such as Eli Lilly. The project has given Brown an up-close look at the STEM industry, and while still a senior in high school, she's already looking at the jobs Indianapolis has to offer.
I think that there are a lot of opportunities. Even as a younger person, I see a lot of openings. I have been offered a position in the lab that I have been in for the last 2 summers, more or less, and I am looking forward to being able to spend more time there.
Alexa already knows about that big money that Raphael was talking about, and that's why, again, as a senior, she already has a plan and possibly a company she eventually wants to work with. I asked Alexa, what's your advice for other people who would like to get involved with STEM? She says just explore it. There are so many options in science, technology, engineering, and math that all you have to do is come in and explore, and you will find something that you may just like. And Raphael, as we said, as more of those jobs continue to come here to Central Indiana, more students and more applicants will get those opportunities. Back to you.
Cameron Riddle reporting live tonight. Cameron, thank you so much. And exploration and options, there are many of those here in our state. But when you talk to businesses as part of our Hiring Hoosiers project, you will hear that their #1 concern is finding the skilled workers. So I asked the governor today and the Secretary of State that worked on this deal if we have enough people to fill all of these skilled jobs.
Be hard. It's blocking and tackling, but it's opportunity. But it's a great question, and it's a fair question.
So are we going to have to bring them in from Arkansas or Ohio or Illinois? Are you travel? You've been to Asia and to Europe?
Salesforce shared a story with me. They said they just recruited someone this past February from Hawaii. It's working, right? If you can recruit in February in Indiana when it's the coldest from Hawaii because of a job opportunity.
And they will recruit here as well from anywhere in the country. They would prefer to hire, of course, Hoosiers. I spoke to the CEO of this company, who is a Ben Davis High School graduate from the west side of Indianapolis. He had a special message for the graduating class of 2020, especially those young people who are interested in science, technology, engineering, and math. Here's what he had to say to his fellow Giants.
Well, I'd be excited for them to apply. They might have a bit of an advantage if they put that on their resume. But, you know, there's so many opportunities here in technology, and even Ivy Tech does a great job of teaching software programming skills. And, you know, you don't have to have a degree of computer science from Purdue University to work for us. So if you're a people person, sales, you can do really well. If you have a technology orientation, a bit of a tech geek, we have jobs for those people too.
So now you know about the jobs, the best way to connect with the folks here at eHealth. We're going to post all the jobs with this story tonight on our webpage. Of course, you can join us at hiringhoosiers.com and also join our Facebook page as part of our ongoing discussion. But Amanda, an exciting day for the folks that work here, an exciting day, of course, for those who may be looking for a job. These folks are actually looking for Hoosiers to hire. Now back to you.
Getting Hoosiers hired, that's what we love to hear. Thanks, Ralph. A former guidance counselor at Roncalli High School is suing the school and the Catholic Archdiocese of Indianapolis. Lynn Starkey claims she was discriminated against because of her sexual orientation and that she was subjected to a hostile work environment because of that discrimination. Her suit also claims both the Archdiocese and Roncalli retaliated against her after she filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Starkey is in a same-sex marriage, which goes against the teachings of the Catholic Church. Starkey had been employed at Roncalli for 39 years. The Archdiocese of Indianapolis issued a statement that says, in part, as head guidance counselor, Ms. Starkey signed a contract acknowledging her role as a leader and committing to promote Catholic teachings, including the traditional Catholic teaching on marriage. She knowingly violated that contract by entering a same-sex civil union. RTV6 is working for you and looking into concerns about plans that could see the Southside landfill get bigger. A permit to expand the landfill's dumping grounds was issued by the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. RTV6 reporter Graham Hunter is talking to people who live nearby to find out what they think about this expansion. Graham.
Some neighbors were given this notice that the landfill is expanding, but they were confused about what this document actually says. Now there's a growing concern that the landfill and everything that comes with it will soon be closer to the homes of the folks who live here.
When I read it, I looked at it, and it kind of gives you enough information to make you curious.
Henry Milton is talking about the notice he got that says IDEM issued a permit to the Southside landfill to modify its facility to expand laterally to add 42 acres of land disposal capacity.
It really didn't tell which direction, you know. They said laterally or whatever, I guess, you know.
The notice caused some confusion for Melton and others around the neighborhood. It lays out a process to appeal the permit.
And they tell you can appeal this, but you don't know what you're appealing. You know, you look at that paper, all all it says is 42 acres. You know, it didn't say which way they're going, what they're doing.
There were some people in the neighborhood who thought their land was about to be taken by eminent domain. That isn't happening, but waste products will be getting closer to people's homes.
Quite stinky, especially on hot summer days.
That's what Alex Gale already deals with living near the landfill.
You got to keep your windows closed, try to stay inside or get out of the neighborhood.
He worries about his kids being outside with the possibility of pollutants in the air, and he worries about his investment.
Property value could possibly go down because it's already a dump next door.
But the expansion is not a done deal. The notice lays out how people can appeal, which requires neighbors to circulate a petition recommending the hiring of a lawyer and requiring the petitioners to suggest alternative language in the permit and that the alternative language be consistent with applicable law. There are some folks who are planning to put together that petition out here. We'll follow up with them and find out how that process is coming. Working for you from the South Side, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Graham, thanks. And a spokesman for the South Side landfill says most of the expansion won't be close to any residents and says the nearest occupied home is over 600 feet away. The company also says the landfill works to control odors by collecting the gas that is produced by the breakdown of waste and using it in alternative energy projects around the area. Still ahead on the news at 6, are you thinking about rolling the dice on a career in the gaming industry? There's a big need right now to get Indiana ready for a change in state law on January 1st. And making way for the red line means more travel changes, what it means for bicyclists, drivers, and parking on Illinois Street.
And we've had some red on radar, not for severe weather, although we've had 50-mile-per-hour gusts, but heavy rainfall. This is the rain leaving the state. We'll talk about what's arriving for the rest of the evening coming up.
New store in Whitestown.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
IBS students return to class a week from today, and many of the high school kids may be taking Indigo buses to get there. The district in Indigo will offer city bus passes to about 5,000 students in grades 9 through 12 as a 2-year pilot program. The plan is to end traditional high school bus service by fall 2021. The passes will let students travel by regular city bus routes to and from school, but also use it year-round for traveling to jobs or extracurricular activities. An IPS official says the district spends more than $12 million a year on high school transportation. That could be cut to $500,000 annually or $100 per student in payments to Indigo. More changes to tell you about tonight as the start of the Indigo Red Line gets closer to launching on September 1st. This will affect travel on Illinois Street between Washington and 18th Streets. Indigo is adding a 2-way bike lane on the west side of the street, 1 northbound lane and 1 southbound lane. The southbound lane compensates for the loss of the one on Capitol due to the Red Line. Indigo has placed protective pillars in the road for safety. Drivers will lose a travel lane on Illinois for parking on the west side of the street, so Illinois will now have 2 bike lanes, 2 travel lanes, and parking on both sides of the street. The parking on the west side will drop off as you get close to an intersection to make a turn. Hiring Hoosiers on RTV6 aims to connect you to job opportunities that we hear about and sometimes may feel like the odds are against you when you go in for a job interview or fill out an application. But the odds are in your favor if you roll the dice at the 2 racinos in Shelby County and Madison County. Managers at Harrah's Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson and Indiana Grand Casino in Shelbyville are gearing up for this big transition thanks to a change in state law, allowing sports wagering and live dealers at table games at racetrack casino combination facilities. Caesars Entertainment, which oversees both locations, aims to hire hundreds in the coming months and train them on table games and sports betting. So they're ready for the change in law on January 1st.
The addition of a couple hundred additional jobs at Harrah's Hoosier Park has to be great for the community. These aren't only jobs, these are very well paid jobs, as we've gone out and guaranteed the $20 an hour wage, including tips.
Training is tentatively set to start September 23rd for 6 to 12 weeks. Caesars needs table game dealers, supervisors, and trainers. It also wants to fill positions for its sports booking side, including ticket writers. And we have provided links to the career pages of both Indiana Grand Casino and Harrah's Hoosier Park at our website at hiringhoosiers.com. And in just a few short days, more than 60,000 people will make their way to Indianapolis for the largest gaming convention in the country. Gen Con begins this Thursday at the Indiana Convention Center. If you are thinking about going, here's what to expect. You can play some of the biggest and best new board, card, and role-playing games. If you want to check out the new games available, head inside the exhibit hall where more than 500 companies will be showcasing and selling some of their new games. Even if you have no interest in playing, you can still walk around and people watch some very interesting costumes there. And the 4-day badge is already sold out, but you can still get badges for Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. And another big event gets underway later this week, the Indiana State Fair. And Friday, the first day, is RTV6 Day at the fair. Look for us broadcasting live throughout the day, starting with Good Morning Indiana. We will share with you the sights and sounds of opening day, which this year is also Band Day. Plus, bring you the stories of the people who are the backbone of the fair, the farmers. We have some really great stories to share, from llamas to popcorn to bees, so be sure and join us Friday. Kevin and I will be there for the news at 5.
We will, and I worked on the popcorn story. I learned a few things, and you will too if you watch that. And we have popcorn in the break room every night. Whether I eat it or not is another story, but it butters, it kind of chums the hallway. You can smell it whenever it's being popped. As you look west, we've had one round of heavy rain move through. There are additional showers to come. These will be isolated, though, compared to where we've been. As far as thunderstorms, they'll be limited. Cooler temperatures for out-of-town guests that will arrive middle of the week. As we get toward the weekend, we'll warm up once again, and we're starting another dry stretch. Looking forward to Friday. We'll see you at the fair. Dry tomorrow, right on through Saturday. Temperatures over the weekend will push back into the middle to upper 80s. Until then, some very comfortable temperatures. All of the thunderstorms that we've had this evening are opening the door to cooler, less humid air. We've pushed the warm, sticky air to the east with the first round of thunderstorms. Temperatures still in the 80s along the state line. Well, it's 72 in Greencastle. Indy, a rain-cooled 71. Temperature 72 in Bloomington. The intensity of the rainfall has diminished in the eastern portion of the state, with the heaviest rain just pushing out of Indiana now. We'll watch for this area of rain between Brazil and northern Clay County and Greencastle and Cloverdale as it expands to the east, bringing back some rain, but nothing too intense there. Newcastle and Henry County down to Rushville and Connorsville, some good old-fashioned rain. Welcome rain, as many of us have waited a week for the rain to return. Rain chances between now and midnight continue to stay rather high. We'll see a diminishing chance for rain as we go through the overnight. Next 3 days, temperatures are probably most comfortable on Wednesday. We'll start around 60. Wednesday's high with lots of sunshine at 81. Tomorrow, we're working our way down to that. The wind that's out of the southwest tonight will be out of the west-northwest during the day tomorrow. That drives the humidity down and keeps our temperature from warming too much. We should be in the mid-80s this time of year. Temperature about 85 at its warmest down toward Columbus and Seymour. During the day tomorrow, more clouds in the morning. In the afternoon, some sun breaks through. If we see a spotty shower, it wouldn't surprise me, but the chance is too low to really kind of pencil it in the forecast. On Wednesday, 81 the high. With all that sunshine, we gradually start to warm back up. Temperatures on 84 Friday, still beautiful. Saturday and Sunday still dry. Temperatures up to 87 Sunday. Not until a week from today will the thunderstorms return.
It's looking nice for Friday at the fair.
Enjoyable.
Thank you, Kevin. Good Dave first standing by with a look at sports. Hey,
Fair
Dave.
time. Can't wait. Guys, thanks. Good evening. A day off at Colts camp today, so all quiet on the Westfield front, and that too means really no news about defensive end Jabal Sheard. Expected to still miss significant time with a knee injury. The team practicing bright and early, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Pacers settling in on their roster for the upcoming season today. They were officially able to announce that former 76ers guard T.J. McConnell has signed a free agent deal. McConnell, 6'2", 190 pounds, averaged 6 points, 2 boards, and 3 assists last season. Shot 53% from the field. Says he had a few other opportunities that he was surprised when the Pacers came calling. But says he'll fit in just fine with Nate McMillan and company.
I like the way they play. And like I said, they play hard. They're young and disciplined, and then that starts with Nate. And you know, it was very intriguing to me when I heard they were very interested, and like I said, just wanted to be a part of it.
Pacers also re-signing Edmund Sumner. I hope you'll join us tonight for the news at 11. Our Sports Extra spotlight on Fever guard Erica Wheeler. In case you missed it over the weekend, she poured in a game-high 25 at the WNBA All-Star Game. You saw it right here on RTV6 at ABC's. She won the MVP as well and all of that, becoming the first undrafted player to ever win it. Today, she's still trying to take it all in.
It was a surreal moment. Like, I can't give you no emotion. I can't give you no words. It was unreal. I'm still kind of in shock. I'm still like trying to process it because I did it in front of an amazing crowd. So it's super unreal for me.
It was an emotional post-game interview. Tons of fans as well for her now tonight at 11 o'clock. And in IndyCar, best crowd in a dozen years, best race perhaps ever at Mid-Ohio. An absolutely crazy finish. You had the points leader trying to pass Ryan Hunter-Reay for the final podium position, but Joseph Newgarden ended up in the pea gravel. It's a very costly day for Joseph. More on that in a moment. Then up front, Scott Dixon skating around on worn tires, trying to keep his teammate Felix Rosenquist behind him. He did, but it was close. Dixon takes his 6th race at Mid-Ohio, and the points championship far from done.
What a finish, man. Oh, my God. Like, looking at my mirrors, I'm trying to look down straight, trying to get the car straight, the car sideways, nearly spun out of one. You know, and honestly, if Felix wasn't my teammate, I think he would have had me off anyway. So, big thank you to him, and, you know, huge weekend for 1-2 for us.
4 races remain, and look at this. Just 62 points separating the top 4. Certainly very doable for Rossi, Pagano, and Dixon. Pocono up next, August 18th. The news at 11:06 continues after this.
Impact-resistant lenses for kids 13 and under.
Widespread rain exiting eastern Indiana. Additional rain developing Greencastle back to just east of Terre Haute. That will slide to the east. It opens the door to very comfortable temperatures. These are overnight lows the next several nights.
Oh.
Ooh and
Is it July? Almost August?
Yeah, August.
We'll see you at 7.